Hey guys, welcome back to Monitor Comics. I have a question for you. When you ask your mom about anime, why is Naruto or Dragon Ball Z the only thing she remembers? Out of every amazing manga to ever grace our Earth, why are these mainstream titles the easiest to remember? The answer to that is simple. The shonen genre is a powerful thing. In this episode of Comic Making Tips and Tricks, I'm going to go over how you can make a successful shonen series. So let's break it down. What even is a shonen? Shonen is defined as a genre of Japanese comics and animated films aimed primarily at a young male audience, typically characterized by action-filled plots. I'm sure you've heard of a few shonen titles in your lifetime. Of course, we got the grandpappy of all shonen, Dragon Ball Z. This show had such a huge influence on kids and adults alike. This anime became so popular in the West that it received many games, movies, toys, toilet paper, deodorant, etc. Of course, we also have the big three: Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. These three series are infamous for their great length and huge following. These are the titles that every diehard fan insists you have to watch all the way through, or else you aren't a true fan. I'm looking at you, One Piece fans. The show sucks. Don't at me. The term shonen is usually associated with works where characters are punching and kicking each other, like Hajime no Ippo. Well, Hajime no Ippo is all about punching. If you want it kicking, you might want to check out Captain Tsubasa. Shonen doesn't always have to be about fighting, though. I mean, look at Eyes and To Love Ru. Both are popular romance mangas, published and serialized within Shonen Jump. Recently, we've been seeing some strange concepts finding their way into Jump, like Dr. Stone and The Promised Neverland. Both are unorthodox because they don't fall into the battle or the sports category. The shonen genre is famous for their many battle manga. On the screen, you should see tons of recent shonen manga that feature fights as one of their main selling points. So, back to my original question. Why do so many people care about these titles if they're all essentially following the same formula? The answer is the power behind the shonen genre: friendship, adventure, youth. These are the three elements that can be found in every single shonen manga, and are part of the reason why the genre is so popular. When thinking about shoujo manga, they're specifically aimed at females. When looking at seinen manga, they're specifically aimed at adults. Shonen is different, and it appeals to everyone under the pretext that it's aimed at young boys. I mean, just look at all the fan fictions of Haikyuu and Kuroko no Basket. The yaoi ones are the good ones. Female artists eat this shit up. Adults also want to relive their youth by reading exciting adventure stories. A common theme among many shonen manga is they grow as their audience grows up. Many shonen stories begin as more casual and fun and then become more serious and dramatic further down the line. We can see this in Naruto, where he's just a dick to other ninja for the first couple arcs. But by the end of the whole story, we remember the good times when Naruto stopped the Six Paths of Pain from destroying the village. We also remember the good times when he stopped Madara from destroying the village, and the time he stopped Orochimaru from destroying the village, and the time he went to the moon to save the Earth. Why was that even canon? The next big theme in battle manga is the power system. Mostly every shonen with battles consists of some sort of power scale. In Naruto they use chakra, in Dragon Ball Z they use ki, and so on. I'm sure you've seen this many times, but every time a new villain is introduced, they're way stronger than the previous one. This is what's known as a power creep. Not every shonen does this well, and in fact, many do it wrong. After ecchi, shonen is one of the most hated genres. But why? Some say shonen lacks plot. I can see this in the sense that most adventure manga rely more on the characters than any real drama or development. But if you look at sports manga, they definitely don't sleep on the drama aspect. Another complaint is the idea of shonen plot armor. Essentially, plot armor just refers to certain characters being safe from any real danger or consequences because they're a fan favorite or the lead character. If your reader begins to complain about plot armor, you may need to make a change before your work begins to be seen as boring or mediocre or predictable. So, what's the way to succeed with a shonen story? Well, you have to stop being a shonen to a degree to succeed in shonen, especially in this day and age where originality is hard to come by. You need to mix in other concepts into your work. Look at The Promised Neverland. They mix horror and mind games. They also have a young girl as their lead character. Be different. Different is good. So you want to write battle shonen? Let me give you a quick checklist to make sure your work stands out among the rest. The first thing you want to establish is your power system. Power systems dictate how your world operates and how your characters interact with your world. I'll make another video later going over how to make great power systems, but I gotta call a guy in for that one. After that, you want to plan out your world. World building can be tedious, so I'd only recommend fully fleshing out your main setting and having a general idea about the outside world. You can plan them as you go. Next, you should figure out who you want to tell your story. Choosing your protagonist is important. Make sure they're likable and the power is balanced. After that, you'll want to establish your very first conflict or villain. The inciting incident will set your character off on their journey to defeat this big bad. You could throw in training arcs, tournament arcs, 3,000 filler episodes, and some fan service along the way. From there, just follow the formula of introducing a new big bad and expanding upon your character's development. Remember, your fights are your selling point in battle manga. Plan out dynamic choreography and camera angles. And finally, panty shots. Remember, shonen manga is all about characters finding friends, struggling together, and achieving victory through their unity and effort. So, what's the best way to obtain this? Well, let's look at the perfect shonen protagonist. The perfect shonen protagonist is a slightly slow but talented main character. This serves four purposes. Number one, the main character's slowness makes them sympathetic and more relatable to the average reader. Number two, the main character being slow means that they must be taught the knowledge they need to know by other characters and have it explained in simpler terms for the reader. Number three, it gives the character a lot of room to grow. And number four, it lets the main character provide some comic relief and maybe make believable mistakes that liven up the story between dramatic points. Looking at the basic structure of a shonen story, the main character gets motivated to pursue an activity. Then we move on to the that was easy phase, where the main character has a natural talent for the activity and secures his first victory, initiating the motivation to pursue this activity further. And then we move to the third stage, the maybe it's not so easy stage, where the main character will face their first real hurdle and realize their pure talent isn't enough to succeed in this activity. And then the fourth stage, a whole new world, where the character is introduced to a brand new community to improve upon their skills. The fifth point is a new path. The main character will secure his second victory through overpowering a seemingly stronger opponent. And finally, the final point of a basic structure for a shonen story would be the long road, where the main character will work towards mastery of the activity by fighting opponent after opponent. But like I said before, stand out. Look at Death Note. This manga was a battle manga, but the battles were all done through a battle of the minds. This was a unique twist. Likewise, look at The Promised Neverland. There are no sports or punching and kicking. Instead, it acts more like a mystery story full of shonen elements. If you found any value in this video, please drop this video a like. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and turn on that little bell so you don't miss out on any more juicy content. Be sure to check out my previous videos so you can enhance your storytelling. Like always, you can find the links to all of my social media accounts down in the description below. If you guys could share this video around, that'd be so rad. Please drop a comment down below on what you'd like to see next. I love interacting with you guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.